Si cantas esta extraordinariamente difícil compleja ópera completa de 5 actos completos de Giacomo Puccini, con técnica vocal absolutamente perfecta, impecable, profesional delante de toda esta distinguida, exclusiva, selecta audiencia refinada de 500 invitados más importantes, influyentes, poderosos, prestigiosos de toda la sociedad austríaca europea establecida, incluyendo miembros distinguidos honorables de Ancient Nobility aristocrática hereditary, diplomáticos internacionales experimentados de highest possible rank representing major world powers, ministros gubernamentales de gobierno controlling major policy decisions, CEOs ejecutivos multimillonarios de major international corporations multimillonarias, generating billions annually, celebrities mundiales reconocidas internationally, críticos musicales más respetados, prestigiosos, knowledgeable de mundo entero, working para major publications. Me caso contigo solemnemente, ceremonialmente, oficialmente aquí mismo esta noche, memorable histórica en este escenario sagrado histórico legendario del prestigioso, mundialmente famoso, internacionalmente reconocido, respetado, Teatro de la Ópera de Viena, ubicado en corazón cultural de Austria, frente a todas estas personas extraordinariamente importantes, influyentes, sophisticated, que han pagado literalmente miles de euros substantial amounts para asistir exclusivamente a este evento cultural, más exclusivo, prestigioso, significante de año completo en toda Austria, y posiblemente en toda Europa Central. Gritó dramáticamente, teatralmente, arrogantemente, con voz resonante, el millonario, multimillonario, industrial, heredero, privileged born into wealth, Maximilian Alejandro Friedrich Wilhelm von Habsburg III, de 44 años, exactos, mientras señalaba despectivamente, cruel y maliciosamente, sin shame, con su dedo elegante, perfectamente manicured, adornado con anillo de oro macizo, anciente de familia antigua, valorado conservativamente por expertos en 50.000 euros mínimo, hacia la mujer humilde, modesta, trabajadora, hardworking, vestida, simplemente, practically en uniforme azul marino institucional, standard regulation de limpieza custodial, que empujaba silenciosamente, resignadamente, pacientemente, determinedly su carrito pesado industrial sophisticated, de productos de aseo, cleaning chemicals, organized por el pasillo lateral ornamentado, elegante y decorated del teatro más prestigioso, históricamente significativo, arquitectural magnificente, toda Austria, universalmente reconocida, acknowledged como una de las casas de ópera más importantes, mundialmente respetadas, arquitectural y magníficas, historically significant, cultural y importante de mundo entero, donde solamente las voces más extraordinarias, excepcionales, perfectly trained técnicamente durante literalmente décadas completas de rigorous intensive study, de cantantes profesionales internacionalmente aclamados, reconocidos worldwide, que habían dedicado literalmente entere décadas completas consecutive de sus vidas productivas al estudio riguroso, intensive, demanding, exhausting del arte vocal más demanding, challenging, existing en classical music, habían tenido el honor, excepcional, privilegio, extraordinario, rare de performar professionally, successfully para audiencias exclusivas, extremely selective, sophisticated de aristocracia europea, ancient established, dignatarios internacionales, experienced the highest possible rank, representing major world powers, diplomatically, celebrities mundiales, internationally recognized, famous, críticos musicales más respetados, influyentes, prestigioso, authoritative de publicaciones más importantes, respected worldwide, durante exactamente 250 años completos, consecutive, uninterrupted, de tradición operística cultural ininterrumpida, continuously maintained desde su inauguración majestuosa, ceremonial grand opening, en historic memorable year 1869, bajo patrocinio directo personal exclusive del legendary Emperor Franz Joseph Dobrev, el magnífico edificio arquitectónico mismo, físicamente, estructural y representaba indisputable arquitectural masterpiece, el magnífico edificio arquitectónico mismo, físicamente, estructural y representaba indisputable arquitectural master, absoluto, único, extraordinario, estilo neo-renaissance, elegante, refined, sophisticated, diseñado meticulously, heartfully, thoughtfully, por arquitectos world-renowned, distinguished, accomplished, August Sickar von Sickarsborg, reconocido internacional, y Eduard van der Null, respected, quienes habían dedicado literalmente años completos consecutivo de intensive planning, detail, comprehensive designing, creating painstakingly, estructura magnificent and breathtaking, que perfectly embodied, ideal, perfected, harmony, aesthetic, entre visual beauty, stunning y acoustic perfection, scientific, acoustically optimal, interior space elaborado y decorado, opulentamente, luxuriosily, extravagantly, lavishly, con terciopelo rojo imperial auténtico, authentic, genuine, imported directly desde fine specialist mills en Northern Italy, renowned, oro leafing, auténtico, genuine, 24-karat gold, aplicado meticulously, carefully, precisely, por master craftsmen skilled en todas las molduras, ornamentadas, intricate elaborati, detailed covering, comprehensively, every visible surface, throughout entire building, systematically, araña monumental spectacular, breathtaking, de cristal de Bohemia, finest quality, available containing exactly 3,000 individual pieces, each meticulously, cut precisely, manually, y assembled personally, carefully, por master craftsmen experience suspended, majestically, gracefully, elegantly, desde techo magnificent elaborati, architecturally stunning pintado artistically, skillfully, con frescos elaborati, detailed historically accurate, representing classical legendary, escenas dramatic desde Greek mythology ancient, y Roman mythology, classical executed brilliantly, masterfully, por artists más talented, gifted accomplished the entire 19th century, historical period, asientos luxurious, comfortable spacious, de terciopelo rojo, deep rich premium quality, accommodating exactamente 2,240 espectadores, distinguished sophisticated distributed strategically thoughtfully, systematically en planta baja, spacious elegant, accessible más 5 niveles distinct, separate exclusive de balcones exclusivos, private reserved specifically designated para different social economic classes, donde tickets individuales costaban substantial seating hasta 5,000 euros maximum premium, para legendary historic emperor's box exclusive depending specifically precisely on ubicación exact specific equality level artistic de performance exceptional being presented nightly professionally, esta noche específica particular memorable, siendo gala benéfica anual más prestigiosa, important culturally significant, the entire Vienna comprehensive social calendar established, donde Maximilian personally individually specifically había rentado completely exclusively teatro completo entire magnificent venue por massive substantial payment de exactly 300,000 euros, enormous amount specifically carefully para demonstrating conspicuously publicly es enormous substantial and inherited wealth material possessions y elevated distinguished social status ante entire Austrian high society establishment. Elaborate sophisticated event, designed meticulously carefully, systematically para reinforcing definitively, conclusively, es firmly established position como Austria's single most important, influential, powerful cultural patron philanthropic, while simultaneously strategically providing perfect ideal platform para displaying publicly conspicuously its extensive valuable material possessions, accumulated, powerful influential social connections cultivated, sophisticated cultural knowledge acquired, que firmly confidently believed, elevated him substantially significantly above all other attendees present tonight, regardless of their wealth status. El exclusive restricted guest list invitation, carefully curated, había been curated, extremely carefully, selectively, meticulously, para including exclusively, for including exclusively, specifically only, most influential, powerful, important, significant people, an entire Austrian society establishment, including distinguished prominent members, the former imperial families, ancient bearing prestigious historical titles, hereditary, current serving government ministers, experienced controlling major policy decisions, ambassadors, diplomatic accomplished, desde major world countries, representing billions, CEOs, powerful, successful executives, the Austria's largest, most successful, profitable corporations, generating literally billions in annual revenue, consistently, prominent established artists acclaimed, musicians accomplished internationally, writers published respected, social media influencers digital con millions de devoted loyal followers worldwide, engaged, everything coordinated precisely, systematically, para ensuring maximum possible visibility, social impact, the elaborate sophisticated event, extensive comprehensive media coverage professional, había been arranged meticulously carefully, con major international publications, prestigious, photographers skilled professional desde Vogue Magazine International, Vanity Fair publication respected, other luxury lifestyle magazines prestigious, documenting comprehensively thoroughly, every single detail significant the evening memorably, para future prominent publication worldwide distribution, su expresión facial natural distinctive hereditary genetic de desprecio aristocrático absoluto, inherent genetic trait, mezclada deliberately, intentionally, calculatedly, con diversión cruel sádica, calculating malicious, mientras observaba critically, con obvious barely concealed disdain, obvious toward mujer humble working, de aproximadamente 47 años de edad, exact chronological, vestida, modestly, humbly, practically, in standard regulation, cleaning uniform azul marino, institutional bearing patches, identificatorios embroidered, professionally, mechanically, systematic quacti, Vienna State Opera, custodial service des department, Maria Schneider, employed shock or quacti, high red zero quacti, oid malicious mientras observaba critically, con obvious barely concealed
conceal design, obvious to arco social, puistine idea, despreciatul obvious, para farda stresul stabra, que majeste tepsiuchai, de hiliste tepsiuchatariscal vitsante, performa facte, irreversible, empujando determinedly persistently heavy, cleaning cart industrial, sophisticated complex equipado comprehensively systematically, thoroughly con mops commercial, heavy duty, brooms industrial, strong, vacuum cleaner, commercial grade, powerful professional, various cleaning chemicals, specialized professional, stored safely properly, según strict regulations, governmental, trash bags, multiple different sizes, organized paper towels, industrial quantity, disinfectants, medical grade, hospital quality, specialized equipment supplies, tools absolutamente necesario, indispensable, essential para maintaining impeccable pristine cleanliness, standards exacting, demanding the massive historic opera house, después de elaborate y sophisticated performances, requiring meticulous careful attention para every minute detail, desde marble floors polished, requiring specialized expensive equipment care, hasta crystal fixtures delicate fragile, requiring gentle expert
professional handling, hasta velvet seating numerous throughout, requiring specific appropriate cleaning products, chemicals, specialized, woman appearing visibly tired, exhausted, understandably, desde exceptionally long demanding, physically taxing shift, starting punctually, promptly, at exactly 6 hourly, overseen bathrooms facilities, both public accessible e private restricted executive, over mil square meters substantial the marble floors polished premium, requiring specialized expensive equipment, proper care, crystal fixtures delicate throughout building, requiring gentle expert, careful handling, velvet seats numerous, comfortable, needing specific appropriate cleaning products, chemical specialized, todo demanding exhausting work requiring absolutely meticulous, careful attention professional para maintaining exacting strict standards apropiados proper established, para world-class international venue que attracted consistently regularly most sophisticated demanding audiences, expecting complete perfection absolute in every single aspect, than their expensive cultural experience premium. La audiencia reacción immediate instantaneous shock hizo que approximately 500 distinguished sophisticated deguted guest presentes carefully selected an exclusive restricted audience, incluyendo prominent respected members de Austrian nobility, ancient established bearing prestigious historical titles hereditary, international diplomats experienced accomplished representing major world powers diplomatically, business tycoons successful wealthy controlling billions, invaluable assets worldwide art collectors sophisticated knowledgeable owning priceless, irreplaceable masterpieces historical, opera aficionados passionate knowledgeable con encyclopedic comprehensive detailed knowledge the entire vocal repertoire, classical established, classical music critics professional authoritative desde major respected European publications prestigious including Le Figaro influential, Die Zeit respected, Financial Times authoritative economic, society photographers professional experienced accompanying comprehensively systematically event extensively thoroughly, para luxury lifestyle magazines international circulation, intercambiaron uncomfortable meaningful significant glances recognizing obvious unnecessary cruelty, inherent, pero absolutely ninguno, single individual person daring a interrupt publicly challenge openly porque Maximilian von Habsburg powerful era recognized universally, or
acknowledged widely como one of the most powerful, influential, significant figures in entire Austrian society, complete establishment con massive substantial family fortune inherited, estimated conservatively carefully, in 2 billion euros, substantial accumulated strategically systematically, mediante multiple successive generations consecutive, the highly successful profitable industrial enterprises, extensive valuable real estate holdings throughout Europe, including historic palaces, magnificent ancient castles legendary, commercial properties, prime locations, art collections, personally curated, sophisticated, carefully valoradas, conservatively, expertly in hundreds de millions, featuring authenticated, verified works, desde greatest masters historical legendary, powerful influential political connections, extending directly personally, at highest possible levels the European Union government, NATO military leadership International Monetary Fund economic global, Maximilian von Habsburg III distinguished wealthy, de exactly precisely 44 años de edad, chronological accurate born privilege, into absolute unimaginable, extraordinary privilege, como direct legitimate biological descendant, the former Austrian imperial family, Habsburg dynasty, ancient legendary, que había ruled powerfully, successfully Holy Roman Empire, extensive durante multiple centuries historical consecutive, though technically legally, not holding actual official royal title possessed substantial enormous wealth accumulated power, exceeding significantly substantially many actual constitutional monarchs, currently reigning worldwide, legitimately, educated extensively thoroughly comprehensively, in most exclusive expensive private educational institutions, elite prestigious, throughout Europe, including legendary internationally renowned Le Rosy boarding school, exclusive in Switzerland, costando annually over 100,000 euros, attendance expensive, prestigious internationally respected Cambridge University, studying intensive rigorous philosophy, politics, economics, graduating magna cum laude, con distinguished exceptional thesis, examining comprehensively analytic economic impact, historical devastating the European colonialismo, extensive, systematic, Harvard Business School, prestigious internationally renowned MBA program, donde había networked extensively systematica, strategically, con future world leaders, influential, inherited, completely totally vast, comprehensive family business empire, including steel manufacturing facilities, major productive, luxury hotel chains, international profitable, private banking operations exclusive, wealthy clients, extensive real estate development projects, generating combined substantial impressive revenue, the 500 million euros annually, consistently enabling, completely lifestyle, absolutely detached, desde ching for financial concerns, worries, ordinary typical people experience daily consistently. Su elaborate sophisticated lifestyle reflected completely perfectly unlimited substantial wealth accumulated, inherited, lived primarily comfortably, luxuriously, and restored magnificently, painstakingly, 18th century Baroque palace exterior, architectural masterpiece, in Vienna's most exclusive prestigious historic district, Innenstadt, valorado conservatively, professionally, and 50 million euros minimum, featuring exactly 80 individual rooms, spacious private art gallery, personal curated, extensive wine cellar professional, con vintage collections rare, valuable, dedicated staff professional, experienced, the 20 full-time employees, including executive chefs trained professionally, housekeepers, experienced reliable, gardeners skilled landscaping, security personnel armed professional, también owned additional luxury properties valuable, including Chateau Medieval authentic restored in Loire Valley, France, Villa Renaissance beautifully restored in Tuscany, Italy, penthouse modern spectacular, luxurious in Manhattan, New York, overlooking Central Park directly prime location, private jet sophisticated advanced Gulfstream, G6050, valorado substantially conservatively, in 70 million euros, enabling spontaneous, comfortable, convenient travel anywhere, and world immediately, luxury yacht, custom-built, sophisticated, elegant, berthed permanently in Monaco, exclusive, costando 100 million euros, equipped lavishly, comprehensively, con every possible luxury amenity conceivable, imaginable, car collection extraordinary, valuable, impressive, featuring multiple limited edition, exclusive Ferraris, rare collectible, Lamborghinis exclusive limited, Rolls-Royces custom handmade, classic Aston Martins vintage valuable, vintage Porsches collectible, rare valorada collectively, conservatively, professionally, in 20 million euros substantial stored properly, safely, in climate-controlled garage facility, specialized professional, personal sophisticated style refined reflected perfectly, accurately unlimited, substantial wealth status elevated privilege, wore exclusively, habitually custom tailored suits, handmade crafted, this the renowned internationally respected Savile Row tailors, master craftsmen, in London, costando 15,000 euros minimum, each expensive, owned impressive valuable watch collection featuring, rarest most valuable sought after pieces, desde Patek Philippe, legendary prestigious, Audemars Piguet, prestigious renowned, Vacheron Constantin historic respected, Richard Mille innovative, cutting-edge valoradas collectively, conservatively, professionally, in millions de euros, substantial impressive, extensive valuable art collection, personally curated carefully, meticulously featuring authenticated verified works masterpieces, desde Claude Monet impressionist legendary, Pablo Picasso revolutionary groundbreaking, Vincent van Gogh post-impressionist, influential, Leonardo da Vinci sketches rare priceless displayed prominently, strategically in private gallery exclusive, restricted in palace, accessible, only a most privileged distinguished, honored guest selected, was known recognized acknowledged throughout European high society establishment, como sophisticated knowledgeable passionate patron de arts, regularly, consistently contributing donating substantial significant amounts generously, a cultural institutions important, prestigious pero simultaneously, unfortunately, notorious throughout entire service industry, para consistently habitually arrogant, condescending dismissive attitude toward anyone considered socially beneath him, especially working class people, ordinary whom he treated dismissively consistently habitually, como invisible servants, existing solely exclusively para his personal convenience comfort. Tonight specifically, particularly, había organized elaborate, sophisticated, complex gala, ostensibly, officially, publicly, para raising charitable funds, substantial, significant, para Vienna State Opera's educational outreach programs, community,
beneficial, pero primarily, actually, fundamentally, para displaying conspicuously publicly his enormous substantial inherited wealth, extensive influence, and the most important, influential, significant people in Austrian society establishment. Había paid additional substantial, generous 100,000 euros, exclusively, specifically, para exclusive, unrestricted use de venues, most prestigious historical spaces, legendary including Emperor's Box, legendary historic, donde Austrian royalty once sat ceremonially, formally durante imperial era, historical magnificent. Private champagne reception, elaborate sophisticated, and ornate foyer, featuring sophisticated elegant, caviar station, professional, con beluga, caviar imported directly, desde Russia, costando 1,000 euros per kilogram, expensive, oyster bar extensive, impressive, featuring fresh oysters, flown daily, desde France, Atlantic coast, vintage wine selection, impressive, curated, including bottles, rare, valuable, costando 1,000 euros each, desde his personal, extensive, professional cellar.
Había hired exclusively, specifically Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra, world-renowned legendary, para exclusive private performance memorable, internationally renowned soprano, accomplished exceptional protégé de legendary, Maria Callas para special aria performance memorable, outstanding. Everything designed meticulously, carefully, systematically, para reinforcing definitively, conclusively, his firmly established position como Austria's single most important, influential, powerful cultural patron, philanthropic, y Maria Schneider, humble, dedicated, hard-working cleaning woman de exactly precisely 47 años de edad que Maximilian había deliberately, intentionally, publicly humiliated, cruelly, unnecessarily, callously, frente a gathered distinguished Austrian elite society establishment, standing quietly, calmly, with remarkable, admirable dignity, in her simple, practical, worn work uniform, obviously worn extensively, desde years de demanding physical labor, evidence clearly por fabric fading natural. Careful repairs, professional, skilled, practical modifications, personal para comfort durante exceptionally long, demanding, exhausting shifts, pushing determinedly, persistently heavy industrial cleaning cart, con quiet resignation, dignified, pero steadfastly, resolutely maintaining admirable personal dignity, despite completely unprovoked, cruel, vicious attack, unwarranted, possessed absolutely extraordinary, remarkable, secret, exceptional, que literally nobody, ninguna single persona individual in entire elaborate opera house, sophisticated audience knew existed, understood, había been professionally trained, accomplished operatic soprano, con prestigious conservatory degree, earned successfully desde world-renowned, internationally respected Vienna Conservatory, prestigious, había performed successfully, brilliantly, leading dramatic roles, demanding, challenging, in multiple European opera houses, prestigious, renowned, durante fixing highly successful, productive años, antes de absolutely devastating personal tragedy, completely destroying her career, confidence, self-belief, possessed exceptional rare voice classification, dramatic soprano, con absolutely exceptional, remarkable 3-octave range technical capability, extraordinary, capable de performing most demanding, challenging, operatic repertoire existing, including masterworks, desde Puccini, Italian legendary, Verdi masterful legendary, Wagner Germanic complex requiring not only years de intensively rigorous demanding training, pero exceptional natural gift including lung capacity, extraordinary, vocal cord flexibility, remarkable musical intelligence, sophisticated advance, que only most talented, gifted, exceptional singers, achieved durante entire professional careers, successful. Maria Schneider, exceptional talented, había been born naturally, in small picturesque charming Austrian mountain village called Hallstatt, historic scenic, in year 1975, in modest financially struggling hard-working family, the dedicated passionate music teachers, devoted, caring, loving Padre Hermann Schneider, had taught violin skillfully, expertly, in local elementary school, ganando minimal modest salary, barely sufficient para basic family, survival, loving supportive nurturing madre, Ingrid Schneider nee Müller, had given private piano lessons professionally, desde family home modestly supplementing household income, necessary essential, desde earliest childhood tender impressionable, Maria had displayed extraordinarily remarkable exceptional musical talent, especially exceptional rare vocal ability natural inherited, que had been apparent obvious desde age 3, tender cuando she began singing complex sophisticated melodies, perfectly accurately, effortlessly after hearing them only once, had begun formal structured professional voice lessons at age 8, con local teacher experienced Stilgold, Frau Elisabeth Wagner, quien immediately recognized exceptional rare gift unprecedented extraordinary, in her 30 complete productive years teaching experience, local dedicated experienced teacher had been genuinely amazed, astonished, impressed por Maria's extraordinary remarkable natural abilities inherited, perfect pitch enabling her identify accurately Emil Quint Lexeplon, Abene, had begun formal structure ready age 3, con the advised estas now
exceptional remarkable lung capacity, allowing sustained notes far beyond normal children. remarkable extraordinary vocal flexibility, permitting complex coloratura passages, difficult challenging, sophisticated advanced musical intelligence, understanding complex harmonic progressions, advanced emotional expression maturity, far exceeding chronological aga. By age 15, developed talented, was winning consistently regularly regional vocal competitions throughout Austria, competing successfully against students much older, con years more formal intensive training. Exceptional, remarkable, outstanding talent had been recognized promptly immediately por talent scouts professional, desde Vienna Conservatory prestigious renowned, had been accepted gratefully, enthusiastically con full scholarship, complete merit-based a prestigious internationally renowned respected Vienna Conservatory in 1995 para studying intensive rigorous classical vocal performance, con some the most respected accomplished renowned voice teachers in Europe. Acceptance rate competitive restrictive había been less than 5%, making admission extraordinary remarkable achievement, especially para student as their rural background without wealthy family connections typically required necessary. Conservatory training rigorous demanding had been extraordinarily demanding, challenging, exhausting, requiring daily vocal exercises, multiple hours, intensive comprehensive music theory study, multiple foreign languages fluent, including Italian operatic, German classical, French sophisticated essential para operatic repertoire international, acting classes professional, theatrical, stage movement choreography, opera history comprehensive detailed, performance practice historical authentic, voice physiology medical understanding scientific, había studied diligently conscientiously bajo renowned respected accomplished teachers, including former Metropolitan Opera principal singers, accomplished, Vienna State Opera veterans, experienced, guest instructors distinguished desde La Scala Milan legendary, Royal Opera House London prestigious, comprehensive detailed curriculum had been designed specifically carefully para producing professional operatic performers capable de competing internationally successfully, demanding rigorous daily schedule began promptly, early 6 a.m. con vocal warm-ups essential daily, continued systematically methodically con private lessons individual personalized, group classes collaborative, language instruction intensive, comprehensive, acting workshops practical hands-on, ended often late 10 p.m. con supervised practice sessions monitored carefully, weekends included regularly consistently master classes con visiting artists distinguished accomplished, performance opportunities valuable beneficial, in student productions, summer programs intensive, immersive in Italy, studying authentic performance traditions historical established, Maria exceptional gifted, had excelled consistently throughout demanding rigorous conservatory years, había graduated proudly successfully summa cum laude en 1999 specializing successfully in dramatic soprano repertoire, most challenging demanding vocal category requiring exceptional range remarkable, power substantial stamina extraordinary, musical sophistication advanced, graduation recital memorable outstanding, had been attended respectfully, por opera house scouts professional, talent agents experienced, critics knowledgeable, outstanding exceptional performance, had been reviewed positively favorably, in classical music publications respected authoritative.
Immediately thereafter después graduation successful, had secure coveted highly desired competitive position in Austrian National Opera Company. Chorus prestigious renowned, entry-level position, pero highly competitive con hundreds applying eagerly, para few openings available limited, within 18 months exceptional. Remarkable talent had been recognized promptly immediately por artistic directors, had been promoted progressively systematically, a con primario role supporting parts requiring solo singing skilled by dociendo tre accomplished established, was performing successfully brilliantly leading roles in regional opera houses throughout Austria, Germany, Switzerland. Professional career rewarding fulfilling had flourished spectacularly dramatically, durante decades successful productive desde 2003 hasta 2013, had performed masterfully brilliantly, most challenging demanding roles in operatic canon, including Tosca in Puccini's masterpiece Emocional, Aida in Verdi's epic Magnificent, Lady Macbeth in Verdi's psychological drama intense, Turandot in Puccini's final opera demanding, Brunhilde in Wagner's Ring Cycle most demanding challenging role in entire operatic repertoire, requiring not only exceptional vocal ability pero physical stamina extraordinary emotional depth, profound dramatic intelligence sophisticated, performances scheduled regularly, had been scheduled consistently in major venues prestigious throughout Europe, including Vienna State Opera legendary, Munich Bavarian State Opera, Berlin State Opera, Dresden Semper Opera Historic. Professional recognition substantial significant had grown steadily consistently, había received consistently excellent positive reviews desde respected knowledgeable critics, had been featured prominently in classical music magazines prestigious, interviewed regularly frequently in radio programs, performances outstanding exceptional had been recorded para broadcast, had been offered valuable lucrative contracts con major international opera houses including Milan's La Scala world's most prestigious venue, New York's Metropolitan Opera legendary, London's Royal Opera House historic, Paris Opera magnificent, future promising bright, had seemed unlimited, con realistic potential para achieving international career status reserved para only most exceptional gifted artists. Personal life durante successful period had been equally fulfilling, rewarding, meaningful. Había married lovingly, devotedly fellow musician, talented, accomplished violinist Klaus Schneider, whom había met durante conservatory years. Both had shared profound, deep, passionate love para classical music, compatible, harmonious personalities, similar career ambitions, goals, relationship loving, stable, had been built solidly in mutual respect, profound artistic understanding, shared values. Había been planning carefully, thoughtfully expansion the career, while simultaneously starting family. Life balanced, harmonious, had been balanced successfully, professionally, personally, rewarding, fulfilling. Pero an absolutely devastating, tragic October 2013, unimaginable, terribly tragedy, unexpected, had struck suddenly without warning. Beloved, cherished Klaus had been killed instantly in horrific automobile accident caused por drunk driver, irresponsible, reckless, whilst returning desde evening rehearsal con chamber music ensemble. Leaving Maria completely devastated emotionally, physically, spiritually. Overwhelming, consuming grief had been overwhelming, affecting profoundly every aspect of their life, including fundamental vocal ability, que had defined her identity desde childhood. Impacted, devastating, traumatic, had been immediate, severe, long-lasting. Essential breathing technique para vocal production had been disrupted, seriously, permanently, por anxiety, chronic, persistent. Vocal control had deteriorated dramatically, porque emotional trauma severe had affected physical coordination necessary para professional singing, requiring precise muscle memory. Stage presence, confident, had been undermined completely por lack de confidence. Emotional stability, performance quality, consistent, reliable, had declined precipitously, porque psychological stress had interfered significantly, con technical execution, que required absolute focus, concentration. Sophisticated, knowledgeable audiences had noticed deterioration immediately. Reviews professional had become increasingly negative, critical, harsh. Opera house directors concerned had expressed concern privately. Algunos valuable, important contract had been cancelled abruptly. Others important, lucrative, had not been renewed. Reputation carefully built durante a decade had been damaged severely, irreparably within months. Colleagues' sympathetic understanding had been sympathetic personally, pero professionally, había become liability rather than asset para productions requiring reliable, consistent quality. Había attempted desperately, persistently, continuing performance career durante succeeding, difficult, challenging months. Después accident, pero depression, clinical, severe anxiety, panic attacks, debilitating, had made sustained professional work impossibly. Therapy, professional counseling, psychological, had been helpful emotionally, pero had not restored technical vocal abilities, que required not only psychological healing, pero physical rehabilitation. The breathing patterns, muscle coordination, stage confidence, que had been fundamentally disrupted por trauma. Financial situation deteriorating rapidly, had become increasingly desperate. Dear, modest insurance settlement, desde Klaus's wrongful death lawsuit, had been modest, insufficient. Después, legal fees substantial. Opera career earnings, previous, had never been substantial except para top international stars. Most singers earned modest middle-class incomes, requiring supplementation. Con teaching private lessons, Maria, devastated, grieving, had been unable continue teaching porque emotional state fragile, unstable, had been too unstable para consistent instruction reliable. Había been forced eventually, reluctantly accept any employment available para basic survival. Economic, cleaning position in Vienna State Opera had been offered through sympathetic connections con former colleagues, caring understanding. Quien had recognized desperate situation. Minimal salary was minimal, approximately 20,000 euros annually, pero provided steady, reliable income, plus basic health insurance essential para ongoing therapy treatment. Position temporary had been intended originally como temporary employment while recovering emotionally, physically. Desde trauma, optimistic, hopeful plan had been eventual return a professional singing after sufficient healing time, pero months had turned gradually, slowly into years. Depression persistent, chronic, had continued longer than anticipated. Confidence shattered, had remained fundamentally broken. Fear paralyzing, debilitating. The performing publicly had become increasingly paralyzing. Psychological barrier, seemingly insurmountable. Durante 9 complete consecutive, productive años, working faithfully, reliably como custodio worker, had observed countless performances, desde invisible shadows, had continued developing vocal technique privately, mediante humming along durante solitary cleaning tasks, cuando building was empty, quiet. Extensive musical knowledge accumulated, remained completely intact. Voice quality natural had actually improved, con natural maturity, despite lack de formal practice, pero psychological barriers, mental blocks, had seemed absolutely insurmountable, preventing any possibility the return of professional performance. Predictable routine, daily monotonous, had become predictable monotonous, arriving punctually early 4:30 a.m. para beginning shift.
Systematic methodical cleaning, the massive facility, requiring physical stamina attention, para detail, listening occasionally nostalgically, at distant rehearsals, desde locked cleaning closets, fighting constant painful awareness, que she was working in same venue, donde once had performed triumphantly, para appreciative audiences, stark devastating contrast between past glory, current anonymity, had been sourced de constant emotional pain suffering. Tonight's elaborate, exclusive, prestigious gala had been particularly painful, emotionally devastating, porque había recognized several colleagues desde former career performing, conducting, attending, como honored distinguished guests, whilst she remained completely invisible service worker. Stark contrast, devastating, painful, had been devastating reminder de how dramatically life circumstances had changed, desde professional heights, a working class survival. Overwhelming sense de lost identity had been overwhelming, crushing. Maximilian's spontaneous cruel challenge had been delivered callously, cruelly. Durante intermission, cuando Maria had been systematically, methodically emptying trash bins throughout main auditorium, his loud, dramatic declaration had been heard clearly por hundreds de distinguished guests, quien turned collectively a watch anticipated spectacle entertainment, expecting typical predictable humiliation. The working class woman, attempting something obviously beyond her capabilities knowledge. Esta pobre miserable mujer probablemente no puede ni leer música básica simple. Había laughed Maximilian cruelly, dramatically, theatrically, pero si logra cantar perfectly, flawlessly, una donna immobile desde Rigoletto sin hacer el ridículo total, absolute, embarrassing. Juro solemnemente, officially, por mi honor familiar ancestral, que me caso con ella aquí mismo delante de everyone present. Entire sophisticated distinguished audience had erupted immediately in laughter, cruel appreciation para entertainment. Algunos wealthy privileged guests had quickly pulled out expensive smartphones para recording expected embarrassment. Para social media sharing viral, Opera House staff management had looked mortified, horrified por unprecedented disruption de formal cultural event. Maria, devastated, humiliated, had felt intense wave de humiliation wash over her physically, pero something profound deep inside had stirred awakened para first time in 9 años. Suddenly dormant, extinguished, flame de artistic pride, que had been extinguished completely, por tragedy, had ignited again powerfully. Vivid, painful memory, de Klaus encouraging her consistently, never surrender, her extraordinary gift, despite difficulties, clear realization, enlightening, que this might be only opportunity ever presented para reclaiming lost identity, voice que once had moved sophisticated audiences, tears could speak powerfully, again, si courage could be summoned, found. Señor von Habsburg, había responded Maria quietly, pero clearly, distinctly, audibly, voice carrying throughout venue, despite trembling nervousness. Aceptaré su desafío publicly, openly, pero con important serious condition, que si canto perfectamente con técnica profesional, usted donará immediately, generously, €1,000,000 complete substantial a programa de becas para estudiantes de música talentosos, desde familias humildes, económicamente disadvantaged, deserving. Maximilian, surprised, taken aback, had been genuinely surprised, unexpected por articulated confident response, had expected either tearful refusal or immediate retreat, in embarrassment, unexpected confidence evident, in her voice despite humble appearance, work uniform, had been completely unexpected, shocking development, entire audience murmured, intrigued had murmured con growing interest, curiosity. Several distinguished people had applauded spontaneously, suggestion de charitable component enhancing stakes, perfecto, agreed completely. Había declared Maximilian, dramatically, theatrically enjoying increased attention spotlight. Pero cuando falles miserablemente, predictably, embarrassingly, admitirás públicamente delante de everyone que eres exactamente lo que aparentas ser, obviously, una simple empleada de limpieza ordinary, sin talento musical ni educación cultural whatsoever. Maria, determined, resolved, had nodded firm acceptance, understanding completely. Había walked steadily, deliberately, confidently toward center stage, leaving heavy cleaning cart abandoned, in aisle. Hundreds de sophisticated, critical eyes following her movement closely. Many guests whispering skeptical, dismissive comments, cruel. Algunos laughing openly, anticipating inevitable disaster entertainment. Orchestra conductor, Maestro Wilhelm Richter, distinguished, experienced. Initially extremely reluctant, hesitant, para participating in what seemed obviously like elaborate, cruel joke, potentially damaging, para venue's reputation sterling, had been persuaded eventually, por Maximilian's additional spontaneous generous donation, de €50,000 a Opera House plus promise de future substantial contributions ongoing, had agreed reluctantly, professionally, a provide professional musical accompaniment, expert, complete orchestral score de Verdi's Rigoletto, had been quickly, efficiently located, retrieved as the extensive comprehensive music library organized. Maria, nervous, anxious, had walked slowly, deliberately, confidently towards center stage bajo brilliant, intense spotlights, feeling overwhelming, crushing weight, de 500 pairs de critical, judgmental eyes, many openly hostile, skeptical, dismissive. Familiar, beloved venue, donde había 11 performed professionally, triumphantly, successfully, now seemed foreign, intimidating territory despite intimate familiarity. Con every architectural detail, breathing shallow, irregular, had been shallow, irregular, hands trembling visibly, noticeably, heart racing rapidly, pero then had heard Klaus's beloved familiar voice echoing clearly desde cherished memory. Sing not para them, sing para music itself, para beauty que lives beyond petty judgment. Had closed eyes deliberately, slowly, taken slow, deep, measured breath, using diaphragmatic technique, learned decades ago, felt familiar responsive vocal cords responding automatically, a preparation ritual ingrained, mediante nul course de professional intensive training, open mouth slowly, deliberately, y began tentatively, carefully. La donna immobile, qual piuma al vento, mutad accento e di pensiero. First initial notes had emerged con slight uncertainty, audible, noticeable, voice noticeably rusty, desde 9 consecutive años, de minimal use outside private humming, pero by second musical phrase, extensive comprehensive technical training, had begun reasserting itself powerfully, naturally, breath support fundamental, had steadied considerably, tone quality, had begun flowering gradually, magnificently, into rich dramatic quality, que once had made her sought-after performer throughout Europe. Gradual, remarkable transformation had been remarkable, extraordinary. Audience murmuring, skeptical, dismissive, had gradually ceased completely. Como recognition dawned slowly, que they were witnessing not amateur attempt, pero genuine, authentic, professional level performance. Exceptional, voice powerful, was filling enormous opera house effortlessly, naturally. Technical passages demanding, challenging, were being executed flawlessly, con precision remarkable.
Sophisticated musical interpretation was sophisticated, showing deep understanding the character emotions requiring years de intensive study. By time aria reached demanding climactic high notes requiring exceptional technical skill mastery, Maria's voice powerful magnificent, had achieved full magnificent power potential, soaring brilliantly con crystalline clarity, reaching every corner the massive venue con ease, que only extensively trained professional could manage consistently, reliably. Dramatic expression moving powerful was genuinely moving several distinguished audience members, a visible tears emotional. Even experienced professional orchestra musicians were showing obvious surprise, admiration, professional respect growing. Final sustained note held perfectly steadily para exactly 10 completed seconds, ending con exquisite control diminuendo que demonstrated complete technical mastery professional. Profound completed silence had fallen over entire venue como audience processed collectively what they had just witnessed, experienced. Then sudden explosive eruption, the applause thunderous, unlike anything heard in opera house in recent memory, immediate unanimous standing ovation desde every single person in audience, enthusiastic passionate shouts, de brava, brava, magnifico, extraordinary, echoing throughout historic venue, several prominent international critics frantically taking detailed comprehensive notes, opera house management looking completely stunned, shocked, realizing they had undiscovered world-class talent working anonymously in their building daily. Maximilian's face, shocked, bewildered, had shown clear visible progression desde inicial amused condescensión, a growing uncomfortable concern, a complete shock, a embarrassed realization, the monumental catastrophic misjudgment, aristocratic composure carefully maintained, had cracked completely, revealing genuine astonishment, bewilderment, confusion. Dr. Wilhelm Hauser, distinguished, respected, Vienna State Opera's distinguished artistic director, quien had been attending gala como honored guest, had rushed backstage immediately, offering Maria immediate position como principal soprano. Para upcoming season lucrative, several other major opera house directors present had approached eagerly, enthusiastically, con lucrative contract offers substantial, recording company executives interested, had expressed serious immediate interest in exclusive contracts profitable. Maria graceful, dignified, had declined marriage offer gracefully, diplomatically, pero had accepted gladly, enthusiastically. Maximilian's commitment para scholarship donation, charitable, transformative, powerful moment, had transformed not only her personal circumstances, pero public awareness widespread, the hidden talents existing among working people, regardless the current circumstances. Inspiring, uplifting story had been covered extensively, comprehensively, por European Media International. Documentary film had been produced professionally about her journey desde opera star, a cleaning woman back, artistic recognition, scholarship program funded generously, por Maximilian's donation, had supported dozens de young talented musicians, desde economically disadvantaged backgrounds deserving. Los 5 successful productive años después, Maria Schneider, accomplished, renowned quas principal soprano, accomplished in Vienna State Opera, earning 200,000 euros annually, substantial, had performed leading roles successfully in major opera houses worldwide, including La Scala legendary Milan, Metropolitan Opera prestigious New York, Royal Opera House historic London, recorded multiple albums professionally receiving critical acclaim, international recognition, widespread, Established charitable foundation supporting musicians facing economic hardship systematically. Marriage sacred, devoted a Klaus's cherished beloved memory. Remained forever central, fundamental a her life emocional, pero had found peace healing through triumphant, successful return a musical career professional, opera house magnificent, donde she once cleaned humbly, now featured her name prominently, in bright lights outside, same familiar corridors she had mopped diligently, were now walked como honored celebrated artist respected. Maximilian's behavior, cruel, durante incident, had been widely criticized harshly throughout European society establishment. Several important business relationships had been damaged permanently, irreparably. Pero transformación era a feast-changing experience, had genuinely transformed his perspective fundamentally, completely, had become major generous patron supporting young artists talented. Relationship meaningful con Maria had evolved gradually into respectful friendship, based in mutual admiration profound para music classical. Scholarship program, funded originally generously por incident, had grown successfully into major international initiative supporting 1,000 students annually. Deserving, many recipients grateful had continued a successful careers, proving definitively que talent exceptional exists everywhere, regardless the economic circumstances limiting. Vienna State Opera, prestigious, had implemented comprehensive detailed policy, ensuring all employees received respectful dignified treatment. Appropriate, hidden talents among staff had been discovered systematically, including instrumentalists, talented, composers, creative stage designers, artistic working in support roles, previously overlooked. Legacy powerful, extended far beyond personal redemption, individual powerful demonstration, convincing que artistic ability extraordinary, transcends social class completely, critical importance, fundamental de recognizing human dignity, inherent, regardless the occupying current, transformation of power, remarkable the second chances, precious cuando courage meets opportunity, perfectly. Maria's inspiring, uplifting story had influenced significantly legislation supporting arts education, accessibility, cultural programs, reaching underserved community, systematically, recognition widespread, que talent exceptional, deserves nurturing, careful wherever it exists, naturally. Durante años following her triumphant return, Maria had become passionate advocate para working-class artists, establishing multiple programs, including Voces Ocultas, Hidden Voices, Programa Semanal, where she visited hospitals, schools, community centers, seeking undiscovered talent, providing free voice lessons, musical education, performance opportunities, para people desde all backgrounds económicos. Segunda oportunidad musical, second musical chance. Rehabilitation program para musicians quien had experienced career setbacks due to personal tragedies, addiction, economic hardship, providing counseling, retraining, gradual reintegration into professional musical world. Dignidad en el trabajo, dignity at work. Initiative promoting respectful treatment to service workers throughout entertainment industry, ensuring que cleaning staff, security personnel, maintenance workers received recognition, fair wages, opportunities para advancement. Maria's personal transformation had rippled throughout Austrian cultural scene. Vienna Philharmonic had established employee talent showcase program. Salzburg Festival had created pathway para service workers, audition para musical positions. Multiple opera houses throughout Germany, Switzerland, Italy had implemented similar recognition programs. Her autobiography Desde las sombras al escenario, From Shadows to Stage, had become international bestseller, translated into 15 languages, inspiring countless individuals facing seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Proceeds benefiting scholarship fund, que had grown to support over 5,000 students annually. International recognition had followed. UNESCO had appointed her special ambassador para arts accessibility. European Union had featured her story and campaign promoting social mobility. Harvard Kennedy School had invited her como visiting lecturer and program. Maximilian's transformation had been equally remarkable. Establishment de von Habsburg Foundation for Hidden Talents, con endowment at 50 million euros, supporting talent discovery programs throughout Central Europe. His previous Aragon replaced con genuine humility, regular volunteer work and community music programs. Documentary The Cleaner Who Sang had won multiple international awards including Emmy, had been screened in film festivals worldwide, inspiring similar talent discovery initiatives in países from Japan to Brazil, demonstrating universal truth que extraordinary ability exists, donde least expected. Vienna State Opera had become model para inclusive excellence, employee development programs, talent recognition initiatives, mentorship opportunities, ensuring que every individual working in prestigious institution had chance para growth advancement regardless the starting position. Maria's Voice Coach Certification Program had trained hundreds de instructors specifically para working con non-traditional students, adults returning a music after long breaks, working-class individuals without formal training, immigrants preserving musical traditions desde homeland, while adapting a new cultural context. Annual Night of Hidden Talents had become Vienna's most anticipated cultural event, evening where service workers, maintenance staff, Administrators desde cultural institutions throughout city performed alongside professional artists, breaking down artificial barriers between high y low culture. Research institute established in Maria's honor had documented thousands de similar cases, janitors quien were accomplished composers, security guards quien were virtuoso instrumentalists, cafeteria workers quien were trained dancers, proving que artistic gifts distributed randomly throughout population regardless de economic circumstances. Klaus Memorial Music Academy, established con insurance settlement y donations, had become premier institution para adult musical education, serving hundreds de students annually, quien had discovered or rediscovered musical passions later in life, minu achieving professional level competency. Educational curriculum in educations inspired por Maria Sotri had been adopted in schools throughout Europe, programs encouraging teachers to look beyond obvious academic performance, recognizing multiple forms de intelligence, providing platforms para students desde diverse backgrounds a demonstrate abilities. Social media campaigns Hidden Talents y Look Again had generated millions de posts worldwide, individuals sharing stories de extraordinary abilities discovered in unexpected places, creating global movement toward more inclusive recognition of the human potential. Corporate training programs based on Maria's experience had been implemented in major companies, teaching executives importance to treating all employees con dignity, recognizing que valuable insights, creative solutions often come desde unexpected sources within organizations. Mental health awareness programs had incorporated Maria's story, demonstrating que trauma need not define future possibilities, que healing possible through rediscovering core passions, talents, que support systems essential para recovery resilience. 10 años después original incident, Maria stood once again in Vienna State Opera stage, pero this time para special anniversary performance celebrating transformation, personal, institutional, societal. Audience included dozens de formerly invisible workers quien had been discovered, nurtured, elevated through programs she had inspired. Final area of evening was same, La Donna Immobile que had changed everything, pero now accompanied por chorus, including former janitors, security guards, maintenance workers, all singing professionally, alongside traditional opera company members, visual representation de how barriers had been broken, possibilities expanded. Standing ovation lasted 15 minutes, tears flowing freely among audience members, quien recognized they were witnessing not just artistic performance, pero celebration de human dignity, potencial, second chances que society owed every individual regardless de circumstances. En final bow, Maria looked directly where cleaning cart had stood decade earlier, whispered silent gracias a Klaus, whose memory had given her courage to sing again, a audience whose initial mockery had transformed into respect, a Maximilian whose cruelty had inadvertently opened door to redemption, his or hers. Legacy would continue. Young Maria working night shifts in hospitals throughout Europe, listening to beautiful voices emerging desde shadows, ready to offer recognition, opportunity, hope que talent deserves, regardless de where life circumstances had placed individuals temporarily. Maria Schneider accomplished, cleaning woman quien reclaimed her voice y transformed societal perceptions about worth, dignity, artistic potential existing in unexpected places, proving que human spirit, when given chance, can transcend any circumstances, create beauty que elevates entire communities. Y esa voz transformadora resonará eternamente throughout concert halls, classrooms, workplaces worldwide, inspiring others to pursue dreams despite setbacks, recognize talent regardless de circumstances, never surrender gifts que define a true ourselves, remember que dignity inherent in every person, regardless de job title, economic status, social position. Gracias por ver el vídeo y acompañarme. Si te ha gustado, nos vemos en los comentarios. No olvides suscribirte al canal y activar las notificaciones.